Guys, what's going on? Hello and welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath, and in this episode, new arrivals from Umbrella Entertainment out of Australia. Hello to all the Australians watching. Thank you so much for watching these videos and for being a part of the Serial at Midnight community. I really appreciate you guys. So because these are Australian releases and because they are still sealed, because I wanted to unbox them in this here video, I haven't tested them on my Region A locked player. Now this one's not going to be any problem whatsoever. This is Death Cheaters, and check this out. Region A, B, and C. But the others are marked Region B. So let's do this. Future Heath editing this video. You've tested them, Future Heath. Did you have any problems? Let me ask you this, Future Heath. I just feel like I'm doing a wrestling. Let me ask you this, brother. Future Heath. If you are who you say you are, dude. Did you have any problems with your playing these on the Region A locked player? Any problems, or did they play perfectly fine? There's the answer. Okay. Let's kick it off with the Fist of Fury. The Blu-ray for Fist of Fury. Now I'm wearing my Bruce Lee shirt, in one of my Bruce Lee shirts, in honor of this occasion. This is the number 2 release in the Films of Fury, the Films of Fury range, the line. I think it's very cool that Australians now have their own line of martial arts movies. Like, what does the future hold? Now, the first one, I don't have the first one. I was not sent that to review. This is my review package, by the way. Reviews for this stuff will show up at CerealAtMidnite.com, as you know. The first one was The Big Boss. So now we have number 2, and it's Fist of Fury. So let's go ahead and just tear into this thing. I like that this rating sticker is a sticker, and it's not permanently printed onto the packaging. All right, here we go. Let's see what we have. Let's see if we have any alternate artwork beneath. It's probably going to be the same thing, but maybe it will have a reversible art wrap. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it looks different. Nice. Ooh, look at the back. That's classy. I like that I'm seeing this for the first time as you guys are seeing it. Ooh. There's the interior. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, man. That is sweet. That is so cool, you guys. That is so cool. You know, I love these movies in the U.S. So, like, I have the Criterion Collection version of these, but I want to get into that too, because there's some stuff here that you can't. That's not anywhere else, as far as I know. Here's the card. That's nice. It's this artwork again, but I like that artwork. You could probably. It's like a mini poster. It's got the Golden Harvest logo on it. Let's get into the nitty gritty here. Here's our special features. I'm gonna hold this up. If you want to read that, freeze frame it, read it, go for it. And there we go. What I'm interested in, first and foremost, feature documentary Bruce Lee the Legend. Now, because I just opened this up for the first time and I haven't play tested this, I can't say for sure. I think that this is the 1980, I want to say it's 84, maybe it's 86. It's the 1980s, if it's what I think it is. It's a 1980s documentary that was produced like with the full collaboration of Golden Harvest, maybe even by Golden Harvest, but like all these people are in it. I think Jackie Chan's in it, talking about the impact of Bruce Lee. Now that popped up on, the only place I know of it existing is on in America. I should say in America, because my references are going to be American references. The only place I know of that it popped up, like back in the day, like 2000 or whatever, it was like the Dragon Collection or something like that. And it was the 4 main Bruce Lee movies with a bonus disc that had Bruce Lee the Legend on it. I think that's what this is. And that's not on the Criterion Collection edition. I don't think that was in the Shout Factory box set, but it might have been. Okay, so we have that, which is very cool. It's a feature-length documentary. Then we have interview with Yunhua, interview with Jun Natsumura, Nora Miao, and Riki Hashimoto. Alternate openings, alternate ending, still gallery, and trailers. So for the Australian market, Very cool. And for the Bruce Lee collector, right? Because it looks good. And I assume they're all going to have a uniform presentation like the Ozploitation Classics do. So this is the 10th entry in the Ozploitation Classics line. Now, if you've been paying attention to y'all Serial at Midnight, we've covered the previous 9. There we go. I love the uniformity. I love the color scheme. Great stuff here. Did you get a good look at them? Hold them up still so you can see what titles are included. And now we have the 10th entry, which is Death Cheaters. So I'm curious. I've never seen this, but I'm really curious about this because it's Grant Page. It's Brian Trenchard-Smith and Grant Page, who was the subject of Stunt Rock, which is a crazy mix of a concert film and a stunt highlight reel, and it's just crazy. So, but it's awesome. And so I'm curious about the stuntmen, saboteurs, hellraisers. And I'm curious about the comic that's included in here too. I noticed that Umbrella is really starting to do more like pack-in stuff, physical goodies. Like there's a movie coming out with, or maybe it's already out. It's coming with an air freshener, I believe. Interesting things. All right, 3, 2, 1. And then, all right, here's our comic book. More on that in a second. There's the disc, and check out all that text, man. Let me pop this out so you can get a better look. I don't know if you'll be able to read it, but you can at least, you can probably read that. You can probably read that. And scene. I'm going to read from the special features while I'm assembling this thing back together. We have a new 16-page comic adaptation from Dark Oz. We have new extended Not Quite Hollywood interviews. Not Quite Hollywood is the third entry. There's a video. I've done a video about this too. Hopefully, Future Heath editing this remembers to link to that. Like pop the little pop up right up here. Let's see, the extended Not Quite Hollywood interview. So I always like that because you get the longer form interviews. New Remembering Death Cheaters audio interview with executive producer. New liner notes from the director Brian Trenchard-Smith, who I love. I would love to talk to Brian Trenchard-Smith one day. Can we make that happen? I would like to talk to Brian Trenchard-Smith. 2008, I'm going to manifest that. I'm going to put that out in the universe and manifest that. I would like to interview Brian Trenchard-Smith. 2008 commentary with the director, Brian Trenchard-Smith, and the executive producer, cast member, Brian Trenchard-Smith, trailer reel, theatrical trailer, bonus feature, Danger Freaks, the ultimate stunt documentary, directed by, guess who? Brian Trenchard-Smith. I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about all these Ozploitation. It's hard to pick like a favorite thing, but I do associate Umbrella Entertainment with these sub-labels, these lines of stuff. And of those lines, the Ozploitation Classics is absolutely my favorite because, let me put that right there, because Umbrella's an Australian label, and that's a uniquely Australian, Ozploitation. Looking at the Aussie film output from the 70s through the 80s or whatever, that's uniquely Australian, and I just love that. All right, hopefully I can show this. I won't do the whole thing, but it's a legitimate comic book. Check that out. That's cool. It's great that we have the global perspective here at Serial at Midnight. So, CerealAtMidnite. So this is the second entry in the Icons of the Silver Screen range, sub-label line. I don't have the first one of those either. Here's a picture of the first release from that. What I'm excited about here, so this is The Big Clock, Ray Milland's and Maureen O'Sullivan. So I've never seen that. So you better believe, Busta, that I'll be talking about that in a future Classic Film Flavors with my friend Vanessa. But what I have seen, This Gun's for Hire, you guys, Alan Ladd and Veronica Lake. Does anybody out there love LA Confidential? The whole Kim Basinger thing, trying to be like a Veronica Lake look-alike. Veronica Lake, great, great, great stuff. So here, let's see. I'm hoping that it has reversible artwork on the inside. That doesn't have this, but we'll see. It does! It does. Whoop. There we go. Clean artwork, so we don't have to have the big PG sticker. I'm going to go ahead and flip it. As always, the cool aspect of this release is that classic movies are being made available everywhere. So if you want to see these movies, you don't have to import them. You can get them. You know, I hear these stories from Australians who watch this this channel, and they talk about just walking into a JB Hi-Fi and just being able to buy this. We used to, it's ironic, right? Like in America where we have so much, we have so much space, and we have the Best Buys and all, you know, all these different retailers. You can't really walk into most stores and pick up things anymore, but you guys can. And I think that's actually really cool. So hold on to it, cherish it, because it's, don't take it for granted. All right, so that's going to do it. There's no special features here. It's just but it's the two movies on one Blu-ray. Two movies, one package. Kind of a double feature sort of a thing. It does have the trailers, I believe. I don't see that, but all right. So anyway, let's wrap it up, guys. That's the new hotness from Australia's Umbrella Entertainment. Let me know what you're interested in, and more important, you know, I love to talk about these labels. I love to talk about these releases, but most importantly, I like to talk about the movies, because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day who's putting it out, as long as we're watching it and as long as we're talking about it. So that's why I want to always talk about it, right? So let's discuss, keep the conversation going in the comments below, and I love when I see you guys talking to each other and recommending things, and that's the best. We are Patreon supported. We are 100% viewer supported. I reject sponsorship offers when they come in, because I don't want to be Cereal at Midnight sponsored by stamps or mattresses or things like that. So we're Patreon supported. We get a little ad revenue, but it's mostly Patreon support. So if you can support us, I would really appreciate that. And you get tons of stuff in return for that. We have over 100, it's closer to like 125 exclusive videos. It's like 10 hours of collection tours. People go like, Heath, why don't you talk about your collection tours? Why don't you tour your collection? It's like 10 hours of them on Patreon. And I'm never going to give that away, because that's a thank you to the people that support us. And it wouldn't be fair to them at this point. So that's where all that stuff is. The Collecting at Midnight series just posted episode 26 of Collecting at Midnight, the Patreon exclusive collecting channel, collecting series. So we sure would appreciate your support, and in return we got a lot of goodies for you. So links are in the description of this video. Guys, thank you so much. Take care. Until next time, here's where to go and what to do.